How's everybody doing tonight? And welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Swirl to Investment Network. Tonight, I want to talk about something. I'm going to make this short video, okay? And I'm going to talk about what white men and non-black men find attractive about black women, what we find valuable, that we embrace. And I'm going to give you a few things. And these things you've heard before. And some of these things, black men it'll either irritate them or they take for granted the blessing they have in black women. Okay, not all, but there's a number of them that do. Okay, and let me talk about this. When we talk about education, the biggest educated group in America, statistically, is black women. Okay, hands down, black women are the most educated group in America. Okay, now you can't say most of the people are black because black women only represent 7%. But if you look at the stats, they lead the way. Okay, and us as white men, we find that attractive. We think it's a good thing. I think a lot of times black men might see it somehow as a threat or somehow taking her out of the traditional role, which is funny because a lot of these dudes will tell black women they need to bring something to the table. They talk about 50-50, right? It would make sense to have an educated woman with you if you want that 50-50 thing. Okay? But I think a lot of white men, we find that attractive in black women, that they're educated. That's a beautiful thing. Now, I would have married my wife whether she's educated or not. That's not a deal breaker. But I do appreciate that she has a degree, that she got her education. And I give her praise for that. I uplift her because of that. And we need to give black women the credit that's due to them. We should uplift them and give them praise for that. It's not easy going to school, getting a degree. Okay? It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of character. Black women are showing they have character. They're showing that they can lead the way in education with the least amount of resources and make it happen. Okay? Another thing. Black women are very loyal. Okay? We'll say black women are race loyal, right? We always say that because most black women will marry black men. They're the least group to marry out. Okay? Just kind of like white men, we're the least likely to marry outside our race, which we're doing it more often, and so are black women. Okay? But black women, I found, it's not necessarily race loyal, it's love loyal. That's what I call it. Because black women, if she loves you, she's going to do everything for you. You know, she's going to give you her best, her heart, her love. Okay? Nobody's loyal like black women. If she loves you. Now, if you're with one that don't care about you, okay, well, no, but seriously, black women are the most loyal. They are. And that's a beautiful thing about black women. And us white men that love black women, outside looking in, we've seen it for years. We've seen how black women pour their heart and soul into their men. Okay? And try to build them into better men. Trying to bring out the best in them. Okay? And we see this as a blessing. And that's what makes black women so attractive. Because think about it. We all want a woman that's loyal to us, that's going to pour her love into us. Everything she's got. So when we see black women, we're like, hey, I want that. You know, I want that loyalty. I want to be with that beautiful woman that's got, you know. And I think black men a lot of times take it for granted. And I don't know if it's because they just have always had it their whole life, starting out with their mother, to the women in their family have uplifted them and kind of got into this black male worshiping thing, which I never knew it was a thing, but looking back, I see it's actually a thing. Some women are so into black men, they'll even call them God, which I find disturbing because no man is God. But anyway, you know, that's the things we find attractive about black women. And look, those of us that marry black women, we tend to have the strongest marriages. Okay? White men statistically have a higher success rate marrying black women than marrying white women. Okay? I know that's hard to believe. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but it is true. And another thing, we're getting the most wealth when we marry black women. Why is that? They're not bringing wealth into the marriage, are they? No. What it is they're pouring their love into us. And as they lift us up and pour into us, it motivates us. And when you feel the love of a black woman, there's nothing more motivating. There's nothing more beautiful. There's nothing that will motivate you more than love from a black woman. So we tend to become better men, even better than we thought we could be, because the black woman shows us love and has faith in us and pours her heart and soul into us. And if you love a black woman and she's doing that, there's nothing you can't do. You'll feel like you can take on the world and win. That's what black women do. And we embrace that. And then there's this colorism thing, okay? And I've always found it to be disturbing and crazy and don't make sense, you know? And I know it comes from white supremacy, you know, shaming darker complected black people. But we see this in the black community. Black people shaming other black people because they're dark complected. I've heard black men say many times that they prefer lighter skinned black women. A red bone, yellow bone, that type of thing. And some black men, I've heard black men say that they prefer light to white. Okay? Now, they can prefer that. They can have that. It's a preference. Nothing wrong with a preference, as long as you're not shaming somebody that don't fit your preference. Okay? I find black women the most beautiful. Hands down. But I don't go and attack white women because I think black women are the most beautiful. I just, with my preference, the woman I love, the woman I married, that I've been married to for over 29 years. The reason I married my wife, the reason I married a black woman, because she is the best option. If you look at everything that's going on, from her education, okay? And like I said, education's not a deal breaker. There are a lot of good women that don't have college, okay? I'm not shaming nobody that don't, but that's a character thing. Black women being the most loyal, that's a character thing. And that shows she has a big heart, because it takes love to be loyal. Without love, you're not going to have loyalty, okay? Black women are the most nurturing. They'll bring out the best in you. They'll pour into you. They'll do everything they can to make you better. And black women have a way of bringing out the best in you, making you feel you can do this. And it's not like she wants you to do better and you feel like, oh my God, I got to do this and that. No, she brings it out to where you believe, to where you're motivated. And thus we come out better men because of black women. That's why our marriages are lasting the longest too. Okay? And I think we appreciate each other more than our counterparts appreciate us. Nobody will love you like a black woman. If you find a black woman that loves you, you are blessed. You know, and I'll say if you find a woman that loves you, you're blessed too. Don't get me wrong, but there's nothing like the love of a black woman. She is the most loving, most loyal, most nurturing, has most character, and yes, the most spiritual. There's nothing like a black woman of faith. That is a beautiful sight that comes from God. When God created the black woman, he created a masterpiece. Okay? And us white men that love black women and have all our lives, we see the beauty. Not just looking at her shape or her hair but what's inside her. The love she has. The passion she has. There's nothing like a black woman. And people can argue with me all you want. But really, when it comes to love, marriage, family, the black woman is the best option. Okay? I've looked at the stats. I've lived it. You can disagree, and that's fine. I think all people that love each other should come together in marriage. We should do it traditional. We should be real men and marry the women we lay down with, regardless of your racial group or ethnicity or whatever. We should do this as men. That's what men do. Okay? But I'm seeing something with black women and a blessing that's in front of us. And I'm talking to white men. Look, I'm talking to other non-black men, Asians, white men. Okay? And other non-black men. Look, you need to get to know the black woman. She is the most beautiful. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, in all areas. And I'm telling you, white men, you fall in love with a black woman, you're not going back. They say you go black, you don't go back. Well, with white men, that's true. With Becky, she bounces back and forth. But black women, there's nothing like black women. Nothing more amazing, nothing more beautiful. And you know what? Black women are the best option. Give black women a chance. Black women, give white men a chance. And other non-black men. Get to know each other. There's a blessing in front of us, that we see every day, but we just don't see it. It's like something you lose that's right in front of you. It's there, but you don't notice it. Or you don't believe it. Numbers don't lie. And I'm telling you, I know men, white men, and other non-black men married to black women, and they'll tell you the same thing I'm telling you. They are the most beautiful. They're the most loving, the most loyal. And this is what I've always wanted. I always wanted the beautiful black woman because of her beauty, her loyalty, and her character. And you know what? By the grace of God, I got that. Do I deserve it? No. But thank God there's a God and He loves me. But anyway, just my thoughts, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Saturday night, on my live show. Have a good night. God bless.